Okay. I have to move here, so. Okay, so let's look at the activity that I gave to you well, it was supposed to be for last week, but I gave you an extra week of vacation. I know you were very stressed with your midterm exams, I heard. So this one is a case-based simulation about pricing and strategy in competing market structures. Okay, so to apply economic theory on perfect competition and monopoly to real-world business decision-making, analyze how different market structures influence managerial strategies, profit maximization, efficiency, and regulatory response. Okay, so what is the case? What is our case here? What is your role?
Manager.
You are the manager for Novatech Power Solution. Okay, very good. So what is now the problem that you are facing as manager for Novatech Solution?
Government deregulation.
Yes?
Government deregulation, so you want to see.
There is a new government regulation, very good. And what is that new government regulation? What is the new government regulation? What is the new government regulation that is giving you a headache as a manager for Novatech?
Operate as a price taker.
What is it?
Operate as a price taker and perfectly competitive.
So number one, Novatech is a what? What kind of a company are you?
Electric renewable energy.
You are an electric renewable company. That means you provide power and electricity. Okay? So that is your business. But of course, electricity is considered a necessity in all societies, correct? So therefore, you may have the monopoly of supplying electricity to a certain city or to a certain county or maybe to an entire state. However, you are bound to government regulations because the government will be crucified by the people if they are not happy with your service, correct? If your power supply is not very good, then the people will keep on complaining and they will not complain to your company. They will complain to the government, asking the government, why are you giving this company the authority to sell electricity and supply electricity in our city when they're not doing their jobs very well? Also, if you have a very expensive price market or market price, the tendency is people will also demand for higher salaries. People will demand for an increase in minimum pay so that they can afford your electrical bills. So everything is that is one of the issues of a monopolized company, wherein even if you have the monopoly of providing that products or that service to your customers, you are also regulated by government laws. So what is the new government law or the new government regulation in our situation that is giving you a headache now? That is a problem to you. Number one, you are supposed to operate as a what? Price taker, which means
You have to match the new price list
you have to match the prices of the what?
of the competitors in the market.
Of the market. So if there are small competitors in the market, like small suppliers of electricity, you have to match them. Otherwise, if you don't match them, what will happen?
The regulation will.
You violate the regulation, okay? That could end up the government penalizing your company or shutting down your company. Number two, what is the other law? Seek a natural monopoly license to become the sole provider of a large-scale grid storage system in your region. So why is this a problem?
Because it's a headache to get into the monopoly. The regulations will be stronger on them when they become a monopoly from government. They're going to be more controlled. And in the other case, they're going to lose a lot of money because they have to match the new market price that everyone has. So in both cases, government provides like too many regulations, but in one case they will not have much headache but less money, and in another case they will have more money but more headache.
Somehow, yes. Okay. Any ideas? Any other ideas? Let's look at the two situations. One, you will operate as a price taker, correct? So that means you will have to compete with the small producers and suppliers of electricity storage. You know what I mean? Okay. Now, if you're going to, that means your price will be what? Your selling price will be controlled. You cannot just sell at a price that you believe is profitable, most profitable, or the best price for you. Number two, you seek a monopoly license to become the sole provider of large-scale grid storage systems. So that means the other ones, so you ask the government that you will be the only provider of a large-scale grid system, right? Which in that way, it will cost you a lot of money. Understood? Because you are getting the large scale. So that means more maintenance, more operational costs. So you are going to spend a lot of money for this. But at the same time, you have to match the small scale storage. So when you have normally in a business, if you have a higher operational cost, what would happen to your selling price? Your selling price will also go up. Because you want to cover from your selling price your operational cost. Do you understand? But if you are bound to compete with the smaller storage providers, then that means you are also bound to control your selling price. And that is a problem. Let's go to data analysis. Okay. I'm going to move this one so it can see me. Let's have 7 suppliers. Okay. Or 8 suppliers. So we have supplier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the 9th supplier is you, Novatech. Okay? Now these are the prices that they have. Let's just say $1.20 per, how do you price your electricity? Kilowatt hour? Is that correct? kWh? Okay, then this one, let's just say $1. This one is $1.50. This one is $1.35. This one is 99 cents. This one is This one is sorry. Okay. So now the question is, how much can you price? Let's just do the basic statistics, the most basic data analytics in statistics. Let's compute the mean and the median. Let's go to the median first. What's the median with these numbers? Oh, let's go for the mean. What's the mean? What's the mean average for all these prices? So you will have to add all of it, right? 120 plus 1 plus 150 plus 135 plus 99 cents plus 147 plus 95 cents plus 187. It gives you a total of
10.33.
Sorry?
10.33.
$10.33. You divide it by 8.
1.29.
1.29. So therefore, your ideal price, if you are going to compete with the smaller providers or smaller electrical storage, your ideal price is $1.29, because this is the mean. What about the median of all these prices? What's the median? So the mean is you add everything and you divide by how many. The median is you arrange from the cheapest priced. What is the cheapest priced? To the highest priced. What's the next price? $1. What's the next price?
$1.20.
$1.20. What's the next price?
$1.35.
$1.35. What's the next price?
$1.47.
$1.47. What's the next price?
$1.50.
$1.50.
$1.50.
$1.50. What's the next price?
$1.87.
$1.87. Okay. So you count what prices are in the middle. So you now arranged the prices from the smallest to the highest price. Now this time you will have to count what prices are in the middle. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 2. You have $1.20 and $1.35. You add them, it becomes $2.55. You divide them by 2, it becomes how much? $1.28. 127.5. I mean 1.275.
Yes.
Or $1.28.
Yes.
So therefore, your ideal price, see, that is the price that you are only, your data analyst will tell you that if you are going to compete with a new law, okay, with a new policy, that you will have to take the price of the smaller suppliers of electricity, then that is the only ideal, these are the ideal prices that you can quote your electrical product. $1.28, $1.29. So maybe you will choose $1.29, right? At least it's 0.01 cent higher. However, the next regulation of the company is that you will seek a license, that you will be the only large-scale provider. So that means if you seek a license to be the only large-scale provider, your cost of operation is definitely bigger than the small-scale providers. Right? Am I correct? Because, for example, if you will use our classroom will be your electrical storage. I will charge you $1,000 per month for rent. Let's just say, for example, okay? That is now your operational cost, rental. Now, your small size competitor is only using that classroom. And I will only charge them $100. So, that is now your problem. How do we solve that problem? Based on your activity. Did Cornish talk to you?
Not yet.
Not yet? So I was supposed to send you an email, but so looking at it, you still have 3/4.
Okay.
Did I tell you that before?
No, I just need exactly date.
Oh, the exact date when you will graduate.
To get
Okay.
diploma. We can talk after the election.
Hmm?
We can talk after.
Yes, we can do that one. Because you will be graduating with somebody else here too.
Yeah.
Like, so, okay. So, part one, market analysis. What's your analysis on this one? How can you capture the market? Now, if you're only bound to $1.29 or $1.28 per kilowatt hour to sell your electricity, how will you market your Novatech in a way that you can cover your cost of operations? Let me see. Did you already submit your activities? Not yet. You did? Let's see who submitted their activity. Akane. Is Akane here? She's not. Okay, because she's not here, let's talk. She's not here. That's the price you will have to pay if you're absent for the class. We will check your activity as an example. Let's see. Akane, come on. Okay, let's open her activity. So the perfect competition means many firms sell similar services. Novatech would be price taker. It must accept the market price, okay? Entry is easy, profits are small, and efficiency is high because price equals marginal cost. That is correct. The entry is easy. Why? Because even if you are new, look at your price. Some suppliers are more expensive than you, some suppliers are cheaper than you. So that means your price is most likely what is the acceptable price in the market. Okay, so it's easy to entry. However, because of the condition that you will have to apply as a monopoly provider for a large scale, then that means your cost of operation is high. So she is correct. Profits are small. Okay. But why did she say efficiency is high? Because price equals marginal cost. Why is she not looking at the operational cost? Why is she looking at the marginal cost? What is the marginal cost again? Versus operational cost. You just had 1 week vacation and you forgot it. Come on. What is the marginal cost versus the operational cost? I'm so sorry, but okay. Zana? What is the marginal cost versus the operational cost? Because in Akane's, if you look at Akane's answer, she compared the efficiency because the price equals your marginal cost. So what is the marginal cost? Come on, quickly. Quickly ask ChatGPT.
It's the additional cost. Additional cost is like change in total cost divided by no.
What is it? I cannot hear you. Speak louder.
It's like change in total cost divided by change in quantity.
A change in
Quantity.
a change in price divided by the change in
Quantity.
quantity. Okay. Now, what makes it different from the operational cost? And why should we refer to the marginal cost instead of the operational cost?
Because it shows the cost of producing one additional unit.
Yes?
Because it shows the cost of producing one additional unit, and you can use it to price your products better or for scaling purposes.
Okay. So why should, again, that is, I mean, you both are correct. Those are correct answers of what a marginal cost is. But the question is it correct for Akane to refer to the marginal cost when assessing her answers to the question and not on the operational cost? And why? Hyunjin Kim, if you can answer, you will be exempted for the final exam. Remember, what is the marginal cost again? It's the price divided by the the
Production.
the quantity. Right, very good. So therefore, if you have this price, what did we say? What did she say? The entry is easy because your price is acceptable to the market. It's already what is in the acceptable price range. So your entry is easy, your profit is small, but efficiency is high, which means you can sell a lot. You don't just sell one. You don't only supply electricity to one house. Because if you can only supply electricity to one house, definitely your business will what happen?
Be gone.
Just imagine you're only supplying electricity to one house. One house is only paying to you for $1.29 per kilowatt hour. And then the person who lives in that house is Rada. And Rada doesn't turn on his lights. He doesn't turn on his heater. He doesn't turn on his AC. Rada is a very thrift, cheap man. So, what would happen to your electricity business? Hang on, just give me a second. This student is lost. I think he's in our class. Are you looking for your class? You will pay for it? For the tuition? Yes, he is your classmate. But he just wants to pay the tuition. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, let's continue. So once again, that means if you are within the range, that means you're not only selling it to one person or to one household. You are probably selling it to like, I don't know, maybe 100 households, okay? So that means your cost, that's your marginal cost. The price, the change in price, and the change in quantity. So that means your price will change as the quantity will also change. Because that means if there are more people who will buy your electricity, then you can even afford to lower your price even lower than $1.29. Okay? And because why? Why is that? Because your cost will be now your cost will now be divided by more customers. Do you understand? Okay. Let's set this one aside. Let's look at Netflix, for example. So Netflix is now what? They have $8 per month. They have $15 per month. They have $22 per month. 22 or 21?
24.
Yeah, it's gone up.
Yeah, $21.99 per month. Okay. So, why is Netflix like that? Why do the prices change? Is it because the quantity changed too?
Depending on how many customers they have, they kind of,
Depending on how many customers they've got?
or like they can get, or they don't have, so they're like, okay, if we only have 100 customers, then we'll do by
Because
100.
again, well, look at this. What do you get with the $8.99 package?
Advertising.
You get the advertising.
Yeah.
So that means someone is sharing the cost. Do you understand? So it's not, so you don't only charge your customers the cost of operations, the cost to bring out these movies, but the advertisers are also paying Netflix. So that means the cost is being shared with the advertisers. So that's why you get a very cheaper price. And then if you go to $15.99, what happens? No advertising. So that means nobody is sharing your cost. That's why it's more expensive. And this is what Akane is trying to explain in her answers. Like, yes, in a perfect competition, this is what we call a perfect competition. You don't have the power to set your price, which is good. However, profit is not easy. Profit is small. The only good thing is that it's easy for you to enter the market. The third is that the marketing is easy as well because people would take your price. Now in monopoly, let's just say in monopoly. Sorry. The online people will be I hope the online people will not get they will not get lightheaded, moving the camera from one side to the other. Okay. Where is that? It's gone. Okay. So, in monopoly, that means you are the bigger supplier. So, is entering into the market easy or difficult?
Hard.
Hard. Why?
You gotta be better than everybody else, or
Why is it difficult? You're the monopoly, you're the only supplier. Why would it be difficult? You need to have a large customer base.
The government will only look at you because you're the only one in the government will look at you with all your regulations if you're following protocol because you're the only one in that market.
So the government will only look at you.
You're doing everything right.
Now in the Philippines, okay, I'm saying you this. In the Philippines, there is always a monopoly of electrical companies, private companies supplying electricity in towns or in cities. And because they got the monopoly, that means they have an agreement and contract with the government. So you are correct. Number one, there's more government control. Because if you F up, the government also gets blamed. And why is it difficult? So that means if there's more government control, more regulations. I need a black pen. Hang on. Where did it go? UK Dale? Okay. As what we have discussed, monopoly, you have government. Correct? So when you enter the market, when you first introduce your product, and you're the only supplier of that product or service, that means the government has no one to compare you with. And if the government has no one to compare you with, the barriers to entry is high. More regulations, more requirements. What else?
Operational costs as well, because more expenses running a business. Operational costs as well, because company monopoly has to spend more money,
Yes, so that's what I've said. You have more,
more fees.
More fees.
Yes, operational costs.
maybe even. Because the government says, oh, you're the only one. You're the only one who's going to make money out of this one. What is... Okay. Now, what is the only good thing about the monopoly?
They can increase the price and
Very good. You have your own price control. So if you will apply to be the large scale storage of electrical supply, yes, you can increase the price to your liking. Yes, you can make the price higher. But before you get there, you have all these barriers to enter, which eventually, because you've already spent a lot, your prices will definitely go up. Can you give me an example of a company that is in monopoly right now?
Meta, well, Meta is free.
Meta is not a monopoly. They still have competitors too. Ding, ding, ding.
LA water supply?
Huh?
LA water supply?
LA water supply. They're actually, I would say, okay. That's a good example, because but you know, the LA water supply, they are subsidized by the government. So, I mean, if they're still they're not able to control really the prices because, again, of this, the government manipulation. Like, let's just say a company that is on monopoly, their product is not a necessity, but they have the monopoly of it.
American post offices, like USPS, for example.
USPS?
But the USPS.
USPS?
Like,
Oh, they don't have the monopoly because there's also DHL, there's also other private couriers.
Disney.
Hmm?
Disney company. Disney.
Disney company?
Disney.
Disney?
Yeah.
Still not, because Disney also has competitors. They have, what are the competitors of Disney? Pixar.
Pixar, Universal.
Universal, yes. A company that is in monopoly and their product is not really like a necessity. And let's see if do they have actual control of the price. And was it
Isn't the cigarette company that like controls all the cigarette supply?
which one?
The US something tobacco?
The tobacco?
Yeah, I think they like control all tobacco market, like all regulations.
The government
It's very
controls
strict.
and regulates the tobacco market.
And that one company, I think they have the monopoly. Because the cigarette market is very strict, I think that's the reason it's a monopoly.
No, I don't think so, because well, I think they have the monopoly of supplying US brand cigarettes. But the other brands, but of course US also welcomes brands from overseas, which is I wouldn't consider that as monopoly.
Nvidia.
Hmm?
Nvidia.
In video?
Nvidia, the one that produces the chips, you know. The computers, chips and everything.
In video?
Nvidia, I don't know if the pronounce is correct. NVI.
Yeah.
NVIDIA.
In?
NVIDIA.
NVIDIA, okay. So, good example. Why?
Because
So,
they are the ones that produce the chips.
they're the ones that produces the microchips.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Now, what do you think of the NVIDIA? Are they in control of the price?
Depends on the tariffs and all of this, but they can.
I mean, but
Raise the
are
prices.
they still in control of the price?
Yeah.
Yes. Like, even if the tariffs are very high,
They are doubling the price.
people, they would still buy it. People who need microchips still buy it. And NVIDIA can even if NVIDIA makes it more expensive, people will still buy it. Right? What happens to, okay, this is not a monopolized company. Let's just say, have you seen the latest about the cell phones? You know how Huawei, supposedly a China brand, a China-made phone, and is now worth $3,000 because of the tariffs?
Huawei didn't say.
Have you checked Huawei? What is the most go and check your Google or ChatGPT. What is the most expensive Huawei telephone or cell phone? You'd be surprised. Made in China. I mean, it's a good phone, but now it's more expensive than Apple. And the reason for that is because of the tariffs that were introduced or brought along with it.
$5,000.
How much?
5,000.
$5,000? That's the most expensive Huawei telephone?
Yeah, the XT Ultimate design.
Okay. Can you check what is the most expensive iPhone?
The 17 Pro Max.
Oh, okay. Let's compare it to another non-US brand. What is the most expensive Samsung cell phone?
Again, around 2,400 something.
2,400?
Around like that, yeah.
No, but with Huawei, it's now 5,000.
But Samsung is not a US brand too, so it's I think.
Yes, we're talking about non-US brand. Would you buy a 5,000 Huawei over a 3,400 Samsung? Huh?
No.
Of course not, okay? But here's the thing. Let's just say during COVID, what was the first company that made what do you call this one? The vaccine. It was Pfizer, right?
Yeah.
And how much did Pfizer sell their vaccines at that time?
No.
Can you recall? Don't say that Pfizer was giving it for free.
It was 80 something billion.
Yeah, because it's not for free. The government paid for it. It's free. It's free when you went to the vaccine area and had yourself vaccinated. Yes, you did not pay money, but your government paid Pfizer the vaccine.
It used to be $130 per dose.
How much?
$130 per dose.
$130
Per dose.
per dose.
Per shot, yeah.
So how many shots does one person need?
Like
Two.
Two.
Yeah.
So that means every person, the government paid $260 to Pfizer. And why did the government have to pay that?
Pfizer's costs. Because they
It
were
was
the one
Huawei.
that
They were
came
the
out
ones
with the
that-
first vaccine.
Yes, because they are the ones who had it. Nobody has it.
At one point they were monopoly, until others
Yes.
came out.
So
with them.
very good. Again, the product of monopoly. You control the price. The question is, was it easy for Pfizer to get into the market?
Yes.
Well, because COVID.
Yeah, because
Yeah, that's different.
Because COVID happened,
they were the only one in the
market.
market at that point.
No, but the question is, when Pfizer said, okay, we have the vaccine, and then the government said, okay, we will buy the vaccine so that we can provide it to the people. How many people did go and have vaccinated?
A lot of people.
A lot of people?
A lot of people.
Are you sure? What did Donald Trump even say?
Oh, that time. It was the
When the Pfizer vaccine came out, when it first came out, what did Donald Trump even say?
That it's impossible to develop a vaccine.
Hmm?
That it's impossible to develop a vaccine that is like only 14 months or
Yes,
something also.
that is impossible. I don't want to be vaccinated. Did Donald Trump get the vaccine? He didn't even get the vaccine because he was afraid of what will be the side effects of the vaccine. What did the other people say about the vaccine? Oh no, If you get the vaccine, that's the government injecting microchip in you
Yeah.
so that they can trace you and monitor you and know where you go. Who knows, if that chip goes into your body and they turn on the control system, you will become a zombie. They will now control you. See? What else? What happened?
Some said they were trying to control the population.
Some say they want to control the population. You won't be able to have kids if you get the vaccine. So there was resistance. Why? Because even if your product is a necessity at that moment, because it is new, getting into the market does not only get you the resistance from the government with all its regulations, with all, the vaccine before it was offered by Pfizer, do you think the government did not give them a lot of requirements? A lot of regulations, a lot of fees, a lot of taxes? What is the first thing that a medicine should get for them to be able to, for that medicine to be available in the market? They need to get what first?
Approved.
FDA approval. So doing the vaccine alone and getting the FDA approval already takes a lot of process. So putting your product out there as a first product, you don't say that monopoly is easy. Because number one, you have to undergo through a series of government regulations, government processing, government requirements, government fees. Now when you pass all these government regulations, what will happen to your product? You will get resistance from the market. Because the market is not aware of your product. The market doesn't know your product. So there's no way of comparing your product to another product. Correct? Because your product is the newest. It's the only one that's out there. So there's no way to compare it. So therefore the market would be very hesitant. Do you understand? Okay. So those are the challenges of a monopoly. But the best thing about monopoly, once your market gets in,
You own the market.
you own the market for a certain period of time. Because in a free economy right now, there's no such thing as pure monopoly. So you can have monopoly for a very short period of time, just like what you said. Like they had the monopoly of the vaccines for a short period of time until Johnson & Johnson's came up with their vaccine, until China came up with Sinovac. Who else came up with?
Russia came up with Sputnik.
Russia came up with. Oh, are you from Russia?
No.
But you speak Russian, right?
I do.
Okay. So what vaccine did you get?
I got.
You get the
Moderna.
Sputnik?
No, I got Moderna.
You got the Moderna.
Moderna, and I got the Pfizer.
Yeah.
Last one. Mhm.
The Filipinos got the Chinese vaccine. And you know why? You know why? The Filipinos think if that virus came from China, they know the vaccine. So the best vaccine for us would be the Chinese vaccine because that virus came from China, they should have known that. So see, people, the market have different ideas, So that's why even Pfizer, Moderna, and Sputnik, they even get a trouble entering the Filipino market. They couldn't penetrate the Filipino market. The Filipinos are so westernized, like our commercials in TV are very American products. The shows that we watch on TV are either British shows or American shows. We are very westernized. But when it came to the vaccines for COVID, the Filipinos trusted Sinovac more than they trusted Pfizer or Moderna. They don't care if Johnson & Johnson's Pfizer are from America. No, we will get Sinovac. Because Sinovac is made in China and that virus came from China. So therefore, if the Chinese made the virus, the Chinese can make the antidote of the virus. So you see,